Well, hello, everybody. What's up? I'm Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. For those of you that have been waiting all day for the live or since last Wednesday, right? I never came on at all. So welcome everybody. Come on in. I got to go over a few little things and then we'll get started. Let me always trigger warning guys and listen. What evidence do you have? Is the question that Chris Proudfoot has asked several times. But when I caught this new information or information that came out between JLR and Chris, I can't ignore this, guys. So that's what we're going to go over today. We're going to go over some audio that you hear, some text messages, some craziness. I'm going to debunk the rumors that have been swirling around, and well, we're going to talk about Sebastian Rogers and where is he. All right, we've got a new mod today. I'm not sure. I don't know if she's in chat yet, but we're going to welcome Holly. We've got I got a couple of things. I've also got I got an email from one of the people that we helped to buy a turkey for. So, it leading to that, guys, come on in, hit that like button if you're new, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. All right, guys, good to see you. Kathy, what is up? I hope you guys all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. All right, I did put up my what's up, James 5022. It's funny that they're still coming up. Maggie's on time, and welcome all the mods. When I see Holly come in, I'll introduce her. Jamie, good to see you. I do got to get back to you. It's been busy, but I will email you. What else? What else do I have? All right, we're giving away a 420 membership, so make sure you're opted in. Let me go ahead and put this up. What evidence do you have? Asks Chris Proudfoot and Katie several times. And if you guys have covered this case with me or any cases, I want y'all to know that whenever someone wants to know more, like Jennifer Soto or many others, they're trying to find out what evidence you have against them that they can use. And it'll make a lot more sense once I tell you everything. So, what's up? Good to see you. Let's try to hit that goal today if we can. We're going to try to hit our goals November and December because we're going to be giving more stuff away. So I want to thank you, Jamie. You were one of the big donators on Wednesday, and everybody else. I put every penny towards families and people that didn't have Thanksgiving in the way that we do. So quickly before we get started with it all, let me just read this email. I'm not gonna out anyone, but this person, and it goes to you guys because everything that you donated that day and some went to these families. All right. So let me just read this quickly. Let's start off on a beautiful note as the holidays are approaching. She says, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. The kids and I had a great dinner last night. We were all smiles from when we went to the grocery store to purchase the food and when they were washing dishes, which they never do. They even watched football with me. I'm definitely going to become a member of your live stream when I have extra cash, but every cent counts. I will continue to watch you. Thank you again, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. See you on the next one. And she says, choo, choo. All right, so that's you guys. You guys did that. What's up, Shadow? Good to see you, my friend. You guys did that. You guys donate, and we gave back. All right, it made a couple of families really happy, and a third one, I'm gonna donate when I get paid to a foundation that person likes. So thank you guys. Welcome, Holly. Normally I know her as Holly S, but YouTube's been wacky. So welcome, Holly, 1995. You can see there. She's got a wrench. All right. Holidays are busy. You saw my post, and we're looking for mod help. So there you go. And if she wants to, if it all's great and we're all happy, then if she wants to continue after the holidays, then so be it. But please welcome Holly. Now we got Holly, Foxy, Carly, Tiff, and Synth. All right. And we'll switch it around depending on who's available. So Darlene, good to see you, my friend. Mary Beth, thank you. Yeah, I get paid probably Wednesday too, but I'm in this year, guys. This year's much different than if you were on my channel last year. Last year, my roof had fallen in and I still hadn't had my house fixed. This year, the roof is done and I'm not struggling to get whatever. So this year, we want to give back And that's what we're going to do here on the channel, as we always do. But hopefully we can give more. So hit that like button. It's free. And if you don't have the means to donate, please don't feel like you need to say sorry for it. Just don't. We love you anyway. You're part of the crew. Indy Isham, good to see you. All right. I don't know what that refers to, but what's up? Jen's a gypsy. Good to see you. Yeah, last year the roof was more than janky, my friend. The roof was just pouring in water. We didn't have ceilings. We didn't have a roof. And this year, almost 2 years later, we're good to go. So thanks to all of you. And of course, what we did. So now we're in a better position. Happy late Thanksgiving. Tears and heaven. Good to see you, my friend. Garbage girl. All right. So, and then one other thing, guys, as the holidays approach, a lot of people, they do gifts or they get gifts or what do you want? Whatever. I got to tell you real quick, it's beauty tips with Jay. All right. I know some people think my face is just like heavily filtered, but it's not. I assure you, when you meet me in person, Jamie Casey, you'll see. Last night I used this. It's called Bio Dance, and I'm not sponsoring or anything, but it's a bio collagen real deep mask, and you keep it on. You put it on and then leave it on for like 3 or 4 hours. Girls, ladies, women in the house, y'all need to get some of that. Y'all need to get this. Y'all need to get some collagen masks. They're fantastic. I got this as a gift. I used it last night, and today I don't really have that many wrinkles. My face is smooth. So anyway, get yourself a biocollagen or ask for it for Christmas if you don't. All right. What's up, India? I'm a member for more like 15 months, but it says 7. All right. I will never forget the fun for Jay to get her first shot vac. And my shot vac is right out there. It's when baby Guilty wants to spill her water and her stuff all over. We can just vacuum it up. All right, guys. So come on in. I sent the links over to Holly. If you got them, let me know. If you didn't, I shared them with you on Google Docs. All right. So, all right, we're going to welcome Holly, guys. We've got our mod squad. Hit that like button and let's go. I never saw wrinkles on you, Jay. Well, I'm 46 years old, Darlene, and there's a secret to keeping it that way. I was trying to make some wrinkles in my forehead right now, and I asked baby Guilty, and she's like, Mom, the mask worked. So amen, guys. Biocollagen mask, get them for Christmas if you don't want to buy them. All right, let me double check. Let me check this, and don't forget to like and share. Yes, that's free. All right, let me double check. I don't need anything. Deb's with us. Hello, Deb. I'm sorry you can't get into chat. Maybe when I'm playing some, I'll be able to help. Yes, happy wife, happy life, happy wife. Right. All right, guys, let's get going. We have an episode today. All right. Thank you guys for everything you do every single day. And let's get rolling. All right. So Sebastian Rogers been missing for 644 days. All right. Since February 26, 2024, when we started the Madeline Soto case. Well, he went missing the same day. All right. So as of December 1st, 2025, that's what we're working up to. Law enforcement, including Sumner County and TBI, say the investigation remains active, but haven't reported any confirmed sightings or major breakthrough in months. All right. The original posting was, or the original article that came out was autistic teenager was last seen by his mother and stepfather when he went to bed on the night of February 25th. But when his mother went to wake him up for school, the next morning, he was gone. She says Sebastian was believed to have wandered off in the middle of the night with a flashlight, barefoot, and alone. All right. So you got to remember that. Remember what the initial reports were, and they changed a lot. They've changed a significant amount, which I don't know how that's the case. How can a missing person case change? All right, I just saw text J. Okay, I don't. Yeah, all right. Okay, so if you guys need me, my text is here for the mods. All right, listen, those are the things that happened in this case. Those were the initial reportings that we had, and boy, have they changed. All right, law enforcement updates and public leads have pretty much gone nowhere. There's a lot of sightings. November 2025 photograph that circulated online about a possible sighting was confirmed by Sumner County Sheriff Office to not be Sebastian, right? Polygraphs and interviews, we're still trying to figure out, did Chris Proudfoot and Katie really take the polygraphs and pass them? That has also not been confirmed. All right. So we have rumors to debunk and things to go over. And I think once you guys hear me out today, I don't know how your stance is going to be, but I think law enforcement, TBI, FBI needs to be looking at Chris and Katie a lot harder. Andy Isham, love you, Jay and crew. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat towards our goal. Cheryl, good to see you. Yes, he does. And why didn't they initially come out with those type of posts? And why didn't they use his picture in the beginning? Does anyone even question that? All right, so listen, some of the rumors that have been going around are alleged sightings and viral photos, right? Mob Crew puts a lot out there about the flashlights, and I like his videos, but the claims of photos and CCTV footage of him in public places have been debunked. That's not him. So if y'all were wondering about the different online creators and reports, FBI has ruled that out. All right. A lot of family involvement theories and rumors about one or more of the family members being involved, which we're looking at, and polygraph claims of taking a polygraph and passing it that are not still confirmed. All right. Lots of channels talk about abduction and trafficking, paid informant or tip monetization, a smaller set of posts that people are fabricating tips for attention or money, which is social media and people streaming this case 24/7 with not real information. Bree, thank you so much for the 5 Guilty of Crime memberships. If you guys would thank her, that'd be awesome. All right, so I'm going to get into this. I appreciate y'all for being here. We're going to kind of hop back and forth, but before we do, I want to show you guys. Let's take this down. And I want to show you this because today we're talking about, and we're going to show JLR having a conversation with Chris Proudfoot. This happened days ago. This happened this weekend. And Chris Proudfoot's asking, what evidence do you have? And I think you guys are going to be a lot more, I think you're going to pay a little bit or a lot more attention. I'm not sure. But so I did it. I went on to Facebook and to find the conversation with JLR and Chris Proudfoot. Let me pull some of this up so you can kind of see the information that's been swirling and you guys can just kind of take a look, all right, for yourself, and then we'll play the audio, etc. So I did that to find the conversations on Facebook with JLR, and that's what we're doing today. What I found was people talking about the house and the fact that the Proudfoots picked up and left their home right after Sebastian went missing, and disappeared. So what happened to keep the door open for him to walk through? And then JLR investigates, says Chris and Katie Proudfoot have bounced. No one's home. Chris hauled his RV with his truck while Katie followed him in her SUV. They left early afternoon after two undercover agents visited their home and the neighbor's neighbor's home in back of them this morning. Katie's work van left in the driveway. Where's Sebastian? This was March 24th, 2024, guys. They dipped, they moved, they left. And remember, they didn't show up for anything. They didn't show up for vigils, to pass out flyers. None of the things that Jen Soto didn't show up for, those are the same things that they didn't show up for. Right now, this goes all the way back to when he went missing, right? Pictures of the house with the van, them leaving, them moving, right? We saw the Nancy Grace interview with them in that RV telling them that they would take polygraph tests. And then they backed out, or Chris Proudfoot backed out. Yes, he did, JLR. Or J. What's up, Ebony? Good to see you, my friend. Yes, Shadow. That's what we're doing right now, guys. I'm just getting you up to that point, all right? I'm getting you up to that point. That's what we're doing today. All right, so this is JLR. He's on the scene. We see them moving. Why in the hell does the parent leave when their child went missing? Then I look at this at night creative intelligence. We're following it. And this is on September 7th. All right. Listen, the Proudfoots have crossed yet another line. While their child remains missing, Chris and Katie Proudfoot, remember, this is September 7th, were reportedly seen lizard shopping for what locals on Facebook claim was a $500 purchase. This purchase came less than 24 hours after Chris impersonated a sheriff and mocked the ongoing search for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. This is not eccentricity nor a distraction. This is called callous disregard. The behavior of people more invested in pets. And guys, remember it when the vigil was there, they were also invested in finding a new Harley while a vigil was going for their son. All right. So remember that. Remember that. Okay. Now, they invested in the search of their own son. A father, Seth Rogers, is fighting every day for Sebastian's safe return, while the Proudfoots laugh and flaunt their contempt for the search effort, mocking law enforcement, mocking the community, and mocking the desperate work to find a missing boy is beneath human decency. When the public sees parents posturing over reptiles and Harleys instead of raising their voices for the child, it's just shameful. It's damning. All right. One World at Night will continue to stand with Seth and all who refuse to let Sebastian's name be erased. We will answer every insult, every act of sabotage, and every grotesque distraction. And that's why I haven't been covering this case, you guys, because there's a lot of distractions. They were there shopping. This is after they recently mocked people for looking for Sebastian. Okay, so I have to preface this with this conversation. All right, I need you guys to see this and understand that a reason that I haven't been covering this case often is because I don't want to be mocked. I don't want my channel to be all kinds of stuff, right? I want to keep a happy medium with this, but I couldn't be quiet about today's episode. So, all right, there you go. This is the second time we've seen them out shopping for a Harley, and I'm sure there's other pictures, right? But that's what they were doing. That's what they are doing. And then we got other, accusations and things here. I'm not going to get into all that. I don't want to take you guys too far back, but this is the audio that we covered with Chris being nasty to a person that was trying to help, a PI that was trying to help find Sebastian. No, not at a charge to them. We heard that on my channel. So you guys can go back and check that out there. All right. So let's get into the very first portion. Chris and Katie didn't leave evidence behind with the help of their evil, corrupt law enforcement. We're going to start with that, and then we're going to move into the JLR thing. All right, because I need to preface this before we go any further, in case people don't know all the dirty, nasty things that are going on that they might not, or there's hours and hours and hours worth of stuff that y'all don't want to dig through, and I get it. So, all right, guys, come on in, hit that like button. Let's go. All right, and yes, this what we're looking at, we're going to look at today. It came out an hour ago, and the JLR one came out this weekend, 3 days ago. And when I heard it, I was like, dang, I've got to update you guys. I can't not do it. Even if I get shit for it, I can't not do it. Right. So I don't know. I put the creator here. It's called 5D, came out a day ago. Let's listen to this. You guys got to hear this. And then we're going to get to JLR.
It's so simple that it's probably a very boring case if you took away all the crap.
Thank you.
It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing.
It's just a simple, boring case. My stepchild and the lady that's standing next to me, my wife, it's just a missing autistic teen. It's simple. It's not complicated. Why are you even still doing that? That's what I hear right here, right? Just minimizing it, and let's move on.
And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever.
Without any evidence left behind. Let's remember that as we listen to how this evil monster, Chris, enjoys telling everyone how he got rid of Sebastian without literally saying it. It's clearly hidden in the way that he uses his words, but there's a bunch of evil criminals, and we've got leakage. We've got Duper's Delight. All right.
That is the most unique aspect of this case.
Did you hear Chris say that the best thing about Sebastian's disappearance is that he left no evidence behind? Shouldn't Chris be saying the worst thing about Sebastian's disappearance is that he left no evidence behind? Doesn't Chris want Sebastian's fate to be known?
If you guys think this part's interesting, please buckle up for the next hour and a half, because it's going to get wild. So if you haven't seen this and whatever, you haven't, I mean, I put a whole mix of things together. So you haven't seen this, I assure you. All right. Yeah. Evidence doesn't sit right with me, right?
Doesn't he want Sebastian to be found and for everyone to get answers? I don't think the use of the word best there is a mistake. I think it's very revealing. I think it's a Freudian slip. I also think it may be what's called duper's delight.
Oh,
Just in case you don't know what that is, duper's delight is the temporary thrill that some people experience when they cheat or deceive someone. It's also known as cheater's high. I'm wondering if Chris was engaging in a little duper's delight.
now listen, this is a clear case for me of duper's delight. And why is this man walking free? Well, the same reason that Katie is walking free with him. All right. And I don't exactly know why. I do think that they have law enforcement ties, and I've pushed this narrative the entire time that I've covered this case. It's never changed. And I'm starting to see the YouTube streets changing their attitude about it. I am. They're second guessing them. It's weird.
There. Let me play it for you one more time.
It's so simple that
Thank you,
probably a very
Foxy.
boring case if you took away all the crap. It's just a simple, we have a 15-year-old autistic child that is missing. And unfortunately, the best part about it is he has managed to do this without any evidence left behind whatsoever. That is the most unique aspect of this case.
I could tell you things that he told me. Like on the first day, he looked at me and, he hadn't even been back for like 2 hours or 3 hours. And he looked at me, what are you going to do if this goes south? And I looked at him, I said, what are you talking about if I go south? What are you going to do if he's dead? And like, I'm going to walk out of this house because if I do anything else, they'll put me in handcuffs.
I want nothing more than to have them, Sebastian, to be home.
You mean to tell me everything that's tragic in your life, you don't ever stop? You lose somebody in your life.
All right, now listen, guys. This is Sebastian Rogers' case. What evidence do you have, Chris Proudfoot? You're going to hear that multiple times. The trolls are heavy tonight, ladies. So don't second guess yourself. If you see some nasty stuff, zap them out. All right. And I knew there would be a lot of trolls today and this season, and that's why we got Holly. All right, Holly's here. Holly's going to help us zap those trolls. NorCal, SoGal. Hi, Jay. Hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for covering. You're absolutely welcome. It's my pleasure. And it's been sitting in my head all weekend waiting to get out to you guys. All right. All right, let's go. We got a lot.
And all you do is you just sit there and have the negative times, and you don't stop to have and reminisce. Well, I remember when Uncle so-and-so or Grandpa did this and Grandpa did that. Like, you don't ever do that?
Right. Probably
Yeah,
these people
we
out
enjoyed
here,
having Katie up here. Is she holding up all right?
Thank you so much.
like these people out here stay.
Oh my God. I didn't even realize that the bee was going to be in here. That's the crew that he hangs with, is Queen Bee and Cluminati. They all know him personally. They've met him and they stick up for him. But I've heard the narrative change it a little bit. But that's why we have trolls, because it's coming from the side of Krama. Jules to Callie, thank you so very much for that gifted membership, and Garbage Girl. Enjoy your coverage day. First time here in a regular. Awesome. Thank you. And under your scars, 12 degrees here, chilling with my wiener dog, staying warm. All right, guys, love you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're going to come in strong and finish this holiday season with a bang all together. So thank you all for being here. Love you. Appreciate you. Y'all are family here. All right. We're friends like fam. All right. That's wild. If anyone knows who the bee is, well, if you know, you know.
Miserable like that, in my opinion. Like they don't understand it. Real life, I mean.
Right.
Well, here's all right. So I'm not going to get religious on this aspect of this, but there's a saying, a Native American saying, that they say that when you were born, you cried and the world rejoiced. But when you die, the world cries and you rejoice.
Hmm.
That's beautiful.
I believe that. Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And Sheila and I were just, again, we're YouTubers. Of course, we this is our hobby. We enjoy it. Parents don't want to hear that, or step parents, but
Oh no! I will save you the kid gloves, because
I'll save you the kid. Now, listen, guys, when I came on here 2 weeks ago, all right, I came on here 2 weeks ago and I covered the audio. The reason I covered the audio is because I go all over YouTube and I listen to everything to understand what's going on. And I was listening to while I was at work. I had my headphones in, and I don't know if it was Clue or which one it was that's doing this, but Chris came on when they were talking about the nasty rumor. If anybody's heard the nasty rumor, there was a nasty rumor 2 weeks ago. And as soon as Chris Proudfoot heard that, he hopped on to Cluminati's channel. He wasn't bothered by the nasty rumor. He was more bothered by everything else. So that's what spiraled this. And as we continue, Deanna J, please be careful covering Sebastian's case. People have threatened and doxed. And Deanna, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Same exact circumstances in the Madeline Soto case. I've covered that for almost 2 years, and I've gotten doxxed. I've gotten threatened. I've gotten people calling my work. I know what it is to go up against these people, and I'm ready, and I hope it doesn't happen, but at least I am armed now, and I know better. All right? I didn't know. I went in with the Madeline Soto case completely thinking that kumbaya, and YouTube is not kumbaya. All right? All right, let's go. Thank you so much.
Katie and I have had these conversations with law enforcement.
Okay.
And it's simple. There's the answers. When all this is said and done, there's only two answers that are going to come out of this. One, Sebastian is going to come home safe and sound, but he's going to have some, he's not going to feel, he's going to need a lot of mental psychologists.
Sure.
That sort of look for. That's what he's going to need. Or two, Sebastian will be found dead in the woods.
Sure.
Do you have?
I'm down to I'm only down to two scenarios here.
He's down to two scenarios here, guys. Remember, we want to hurry up, clean that up, and get out. And then we want to shut people up. What do you do when you want to shut people up? All right, let me see. Is it just me, or is it hard to hear? I can certainly turn it up, my friend. All right, let me turn it up for you. Let's turn it up. And I also have the subtitles on, so I'll put those up there. And here we go.
Okay.
And what I feel probably the most reasonable in my head that makes sense. So the first one is very simple.
Okay.
Sebastian walked out of the house, walked out in the woods. He's out there somewhere, and we can't find him.
Okay.
That's the simple one.
That's
Right.
sometimes simple is the way it is, but go ahead.
Now the second one, Sebastian walked out of the house.
All right, there's the second one. He walked out of the house. Do we need to go back a little bit? Can you hear it? Anyhow, boom, 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 just like Jen Soto. Maddie doesn't know where to go. Maddie doesn't have her phone and doesn't have friends to call, and she doesn't know how to get home by herself, right? Because Maddie just doesn't know. So it's done. She didn't make it home. Let's move forward. All right. Mike says, my first two theories from day one. You guys, sometimes things are exactly the way they seem. Sometimes things that you're looking to be a conspiracy theory or you're looking for a deeper meaning, it's just not there. All right. It's right out in front of you. And that's where Duper's delight and the whole hiding in plain sight comes into play. All right. I want you to know that. And that's where I come into this case and into YouTube to tell it like it is and to debunk the junk. All right. It's not that complicated. Things are a little more simple, I think, than people want to believe.
Either it was planned or he was lured out of the house or something triggered him to leave out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And walked out of the house. I personally feel he got to Long Hole Pike. And he got picked up in a car and they headed westbound on Long Hole Pike.
Wow.
And westbound goes to I-65. Now, there's a license plate reader on Long Hole Pike that goes, if you're traveling eastward, so if you're coming from Goodlettsville going toward Gallatin down Long Hole Pike, there's a license plate reader right there. And 76 cars from the hours of midnight to 6 a.m. were registered on that LPR.
Okay. Wow.
And if you guys haven't heard this before, or you have, I hope that we're all on the same page. And I'm open to agree to disagree. If you have something that you know, hey, tell me. I want to know. And L minor, Tiff can make anything for anybody. So she's awesome like that. Yeah, where's Sebastian is what we want to know. All right. That's what we want to know. He knows about the license plate. He knows a lot. And you're going to see this today. He knows too much.
So all of those cars have been accounted for. Now, what has not been accounted for is if you were traveling westbound, so if you were going from Gallatin to Goodlettsville,
Mm-hmm.
the one camera
It's so amazing.
that could have picked anything up was not working. Hadn't been working for 3 years.
And you know what? Does anyone find it odd? And there's 222, which you know the drill. That's our angel number. Say a prayer that Sebastian Rogers is found and brought home. I don't think that he's with us anymore, but a lot of people do. Seth still has hope that his son's going to come home. But 2 weeks ago, there was an outrageous, the worst type of accusations that you could possibly think of. And he was fine with that. All right. He was fine with that. Subreddit is a cesspool and overrun by trolls. It's something I've never personally seen. Yes, I agree. I know, and I agree.
And that's at Long Haul Pike and New Shackle, right there at the corner of by the school.
Wow.
And it hasn't worked for 3 years. Now, whether or not they're going to work it out, I don't know. But it hadn't worked for 3 years. So anybody going, like I said, westbound down Long Haul Pike could have picked up Sebastian, picked him in a car.
Isn't that oddly specific what he's saying? That's really oddly specific. I wonder what's in there, what part's truth and what part. It's like Letitia Stout when she talked about the freeway, the highway she was traveling, and it was all the way in Florida. She went across the country and dumped Gannon's body, and she gave us leakage while she was lying to us. It was a lot of leakage. That's what criminals do. And we're looking here. Yes, I'll leave that up. How do you know, Chris?
Hauled butt down to I-65, and you'd have never known.
Never know.
You're exactly what I figured you would be like.
Yeah.
I got nothing to hide. I mean, me and Katie, and this is going to sound very off, but me and Katie are kidless.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter lives in New Mexico with my ex-wife, and Sebastian lived with us.
Yeah.
And we don't have either one of our kids. Well, I mean, we're guilty because we're not a Hallmark drama ETV story.
Yeah.
We're guilty because we're not a drama Hallmark story. Wait a second. If you guys know the people that these people run with, I'm not going to sit there and say, you heard a minute ago, Queen Bee and Cluminati. If you know the people that they run with, those people they don't lie and say they're not crama or drama. Why is he even saying that when all he does is gravitate towards those people and those channels? What's up, Mab? Good to see you, my friend. My goodness. Yes, Doodle. If you know, you know. I know Holly knows for sure. The YouTube streets are tough, and that's who they're hanging out with. You don't like drama? What?
You know, Katie's not out there dropping to her knees in the middle of the yard, screaming and crying, and I'm not out there ripping everybody's heads off and that's not me. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I have that side.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all do this. And I think that's what's
the time.
Yeah. We put it out there and said, hey, we'd like to talk to the parents. There's two sides to every story. There's three sides. This, you got Seth, you got you and Katie, and then you've got what really happened to Sebastian.
Again, we just got started. We're not even to where I want us to be at with this. So I want you to, again, buckle up. He wants to push his narrative. And if you're paying attention, if you're a YouTuber that covers all cases and you suck it up and you listen to things going on, and it doesn't matter if it's that topic, you got to hear it. And then you get all sides. And I understand, yes, I understand that some people don't want to go to those channels, but Garbage Girl, thank you. Clue goes out to eat and gets her hair done with Katie. And so Clue's narrative will always favor the Proudfoots and Chris. Chris, they have a relationship with Cluminati. And then because of that, it's all of the Krama people. So you tell me. Yeah, all parents are goofy. I agree. But I'm still all about the fact that Seth wants to find his son. And I don't care if Seth is a pervert, like people say, or Seth likes younger, whatever. He's never been arrested. It didn't have anything to do with this case. I don't care about Seth's personal life, but we want to find Sebastian, guys. All right. That's our goal.
Question. So
See, the problem with a lot of people out there doing this is they let that alligator mouth overload their little tadpole behinds.
well, that's true.
And my question to everybody is when you eat crow, do you prefer mustard or just straight?
Yeah.
Because when the truth comes out,
Oh, and that's why.
wrong.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear the apologies. Now, will we ever get them? Probably.
No, sir, you're never going to get an apology for how you've handled this case, period. Right? That's never going to happen. Not for me. I'm sure not, because the way that they're handling this is literally interfering with any investigation and anybody that might want to follow this case on social media. It's almost scary. Now, this is from 4 days ago, JLR and Chris Proudfoot's conversation on Facebook. And when he was chased, he says they use evil tactics until you join them. And I got to agree with that, because there's a dark side. And they even call it, people joke about the dark side of YouTube, and they're the dark side. So listen, guys, we just got into it right now. Here's the newest stuff and why I started out showing you the things from Facebook. There's a lot of telling things on social media. When you look closer, you're going to see these people moving from platform to platform, creator to creator, to get their narrative out, and they slip. There's a lot of leakage that's happening. So I would love to give him an apology, but that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Yeah, how quick to say they're child free now. Tracy says, for the longest time, I thought they hid him somewhere, but I do believe the mom possibly did something or gave him an overdose of medication, or the stepfather abused him. Now, people are saying that he was abused regardless of what happened in that situation. There's abuse going on. Chris Proudfoot is an abuser. He's had CPS calls. All right. Mab's doing wood. 20 pieces of wood in a fireplace is cooking. Thank you, Opal Sisk. Hit that like button. All right, let's go, guys. Here it is. This just happened days ago, and you're going to see the conversation from Chris and JLR. Like I said, if you pay attention close enough, you're going to see the Proudfoots all over the place.
It's 3 weeks now. 3 weeks. 3 weeks since this tragedy happened. Where is 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers?
All right, this came out 4 days ago.
The parents last night actually spoke on a YouTube channel. Did you guys listen to that interview? One thing my take on that situation is, man, the dad seems to be speaking on behalf of the mom the entire time. Why in all these interviews the dad does most of the talking?
Right, we've talked about that. Chris wasn't even there. We're going to get into this. Chris wasn't there. Wait, you can't hear me? You can't hear what? All right, it's up really loud, so let me double check. Hold on.
Can anyone explain that? Christopher Proudfoot responded to me too, by the way. I'm going to show the correspondence. Trying to get him to come on JLR Investigates to come share his side of the story. I flat out was honest with my opinion about him, feeling that him and Katie are involved with what happened. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I told him that. I also said, but he said to me, I'll be profiting off his son, and I shouldn't.
You hear that? He doesn't want to do that because profiting off his son. What doesn't he want to get it out there? And yeah, there was pictures at Pigfest. They were hanging out with the dark side at Pigfest. All right, let's go. There's a lot. The video it's the video. No, it's not me. Yeah, it's the video. It's picking up sound in the background. And guys, there are no subtitles on this, but it's coming from his channel. So I'm doing the best I can with this.
Profit off the son or whatever like that. But guess what? What happened to the live they went on last night when all those cash apps and everything like that was being circulated around? Katie Proudfoot promoting the channel and sending the Cash App around to donate for certain causes. What about the other channels that Christopher Proudfoot spoke to? The
Yep.
bigger networks that have all the big sponsors and advertisers.
And they go to those dark side people. And I don't know, maybe some of you have heard, I'm not going to repeat it, but if you know, maybe Ebony, maybe you say Clue's profiting off his son. Exactly. And G doesn't have a problem with that. As a matter of fact, he has them on speed dial. If they even say his name, he gets a link and he goes on the panel. Ebony, did you anybody hear the rumor that came out weeks ago? I hope you did. I hope you did hear what Holly, you probably did, talking about impregnating Katie and I mean, it was vile. They didn't have a problem with that. As soon as they hear them, they drop that link and go up. All right, maybe you guys can explain what Pigfest is. All right, let's go.
You don't think they profit? The journalists? You think the journalists that interviewed Chris Proudfoot done it for free?
Nice.
So what I gave them was an actual proposal. An interesting proposal.
Yeah, you do.
I definitely see a guilty conscience in Christopher Proudfoot's mind. I'd like to hear more from Katie Proudfoot, but it seems like lately it's Christopher overtaking the conversation and shielding and protecting. Another thing I'm a little disappointed is, I know a lot of people, and I've been seeing some people in the comments and people. We're in a big Facebook group to help find Sebastian. I'm going to show you the Facebook.
And again, that's what I showed you initially. This is crazy. This whole thing is, you're going to see it again and again. No evidence. Chris likes to say there's no evidence in the Sebastian Rogers disappearance. All right. He says it again and he says it again. And in my opinion, guys, the only reason that Chris even talked to JLR is because he said, I have evidence against you guys. And he's like, wait, what evidence do you have? That's what I named today. What evidence do you have? All right. And thank you, Doodle Mom. Pigfest was a local festival in Hendersonville, and they wanted to take the opportunity to hand out flyers, etc. I don't think that happened. All right. I heard Elevated Truth talking about the nasty rumor. So you did hear that. And you know what? I heard the nasty rumor that went on, and Chris went on the panel and was just fine about it. All right. If you know, you know. I'm not going to play it or spread it or show it. Devil Min Twin, new member. Thank you so much for being a member or becoming one. You won't be sorry.
Facebook group, you guys got to join. It's a great group. We're very objective. We allow people with all opinions to share their insights about Sebastian. Whether you feel like the parents are not involved, whether you feel like there's a kidnap or whatever the situation, we allow all types of conversation. But last night, a little bit disappointed in the chat on this live where people were asking Christopher questions, because it seems like the moderators were vetting and weren't allowing certain comments. We got timed out for simply asking simple questions like, can anyone vow for Christopher's alibi the night into the 25th or the 26th? Or questions like, is Chris 100% supporting Katie? Just simple questions, not disrespectful. And I've heard other people saying complaints that they weren't getting, they were getting timed out. If we want to find out what happened to Sebastian, I think all conversations, all theories are on the table here.
Except for the nasty theory. I know people are asking, they want to know. James says, hey, Jay, he said the best thing is Sebastian pulled this off without leaving any evidence. What is so great about it, Chris? Exactly. You know what's so great about it? And we're gonna see these next. We're gonna see the text messages. We're gonna hear him say, oh yeah, now I'll talk to you. What evidence do you have? I was watching I was listening to that damn live stream when the rumor came out. And, let me just tell you, a lot of you guys know it was, listen, he wasn't bothered by the rumor at all. He was bothered. You think he left on his own? Okay. He wasn't bothered by what they were saying. He was bothered by when they said it. They were already watching those channels, guys. They were watching the channels, and it paused on the screen, something along the line of Sebastian impregnated Katie, and that's why this all went down. He heard that and he saw it on his 80-inch screen TV, and he dropped a link, and he wasn't even mad about the rumor. He was just mad about them talking about it, and how he posed it was just didn't make sense. He didn't care about any of that. It was just him wanting to hop in on that and get in on the conversation and then control it. So, I think 70% of you might not have heard that, and maybe 30% did, and everybody's texting and asking. So I'm not gonna say it again, but you have to go back and watch it. That's the rumor that it's probably on. You could probably go on to Reddit and find it as well. All right, let's go. Again, what evidence do you have? And there's no evidence. Sebastian didn't leave any evidence. Remember that.
And you should allow people to have a healthy discussion and ask the tough questions, not like in a like a safe space, and it I hope this doesn't turn into a situation where the Proudfoots hang out on channels or hang out on certain areas where people are coddling, enabling them, shielding them. It's not productive. I don't think it is. I don't think it is at all. But we're talking about.
I just said the rumor. Art. I don't want to repeat it. Maybe someone will put it in chat. I don't want to keep saying the rumor. A lot of people, it's probably on Reddit. It was all over YouTube. What's up, Sadie's mama? Good to see you. All right, let's keep going.
About Sebastian, folks. We're talking about Sebastian, and I just read that local community members have contributed $3,000 into finding him. Local businesses collectively. But we're talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. It's a very unique name. I like that. Wayne Drake Rogers. 15, male, white, 5'5", 120. Very contagious smile.
I know.
I told Christopher in the chat that the whole world is watching. This is not just a Tennessee thing. This is now a national interest case. This is now a national interest case, right? Last seen around the parents' home, Stafford, Hendersonville. What's going on here, folks? What's going on with this case? But a lot of people have a lot of insight about their thoughts on the whole situation, because it's now 3 weeks. How long is this going to go on? How long is this going to go on? But I did have a conversation with Mr. Christopher, and I'm going to share that first. I'm going to get this conversation up.
And see, that's the thing, Ebony. That's the thing. Katie should have hopped on the panel and defended her son and herself against a vicious allegation, and none of that was done. That wasn't even the focus at all. All right. Thank you, Deanna. Thank you. It's all over the place, but I'm gonna look at guys. It's on the screen. I don't want you to feel like you missed it. You can't go back, but it was clearly put out there, and it was across his 80-inch TV, and it was paused, and Katie read it, and Chris was bothered that she read it. He wasn't bothered by the actual rumor or how it got started or why they're talking about it. And why not? Why not? Thank you so much for gifting a Guilty of Crime membership. Oh my good. I don't even, yes. Why, what would that come from? From people that know the Proudfoots. Those are people that hang out with the Proudfoots, know them, associate with them, hang out. I just don't get it. That was not his concern though.
Let me actually get it in my chat, and then we'll have a conversation here, and we'll share what I talked to him, because I reached.
All right, we're going to do the conversation unless I need to stop. I'm going to kind of try to, but you guys do me a favor, hit that like button, share with your friends, you get yourself membership, all that fun stuff. We got a lot of things coming up this holiday. Very, Holly, I'm so glad he was unbothered. I've never seen anything like it. And I caught it live because I was just had it in my ears and I said, what? And then I just couldn't believe what I was hearing. His reaction was almost as bad as the reaction to done, no evidence. Let's move on.
He finally responded to me after I think a lot of people put pressure on him to say, hey, JLR is willing to speak to you. JLR actually spoke, reached out, because Chris claims that, I didn't reach out to him. And I'm trying to do what every other journalist, whatever anyone else could do. Trying to get answers from him, trying to reach out. I'll offer an olive branch. Yeah, I have my opinions about that, but I can put my opinions aside. Definitely can have a conversation respectfully. We've done that before on this channel when we spoke to suspects in the case.
Yep.
You never get me losing my temper or arguing with people back and forth. No, I just want to hear them out, ask questions, hear them out. Let you guys, the viewers, ask questions too. And non-censored. I mean, as long as they're respectful, not, but here we go. Here's the conversation. Here's the conversation I sent to Chris Proudfoot. Here we go. So, and look, he's active 10 minutes ago. So we'll talk.
Now, listen, whether you like JLR or not, whether you like me or not, and you just come on my channel to get, a lot of people came here for the Madeline Soto case. And when the Madeline Soto case was over, they left. They only wanted that coverage. They didn't really like me as a as a host or whatever. They just want the information. And whether you like JLR or not, he's got real information. All right. You confuse me. I don't know what your email. I don't know, Emily. I think we have a big chain of emails and just disregard that. All right. Trishy, good to see you, my friend. Good to see you in green. All right. Nah, we love you. Well, it's whatever it is. You don't have to like someone to listen to what they're reporting. No, you're good, Saucy. I tag everybody. I tag every content creator in the post or the videos that I use. All right. And I just want to, put that out there. I accidentally found you and I just love you, Jay. Aw, thank you.
Let's talk. Let's see what this is about. Hello, sir. I haven't seen one photograph or video of you out there searching for your stepson, Sebastian. Have you not searched for him? Let's search for him together. Are you down? JLR. And I sent this March 6th. So I sent this, 12 days ago.
Welcome,
I was actually
Opal.
out in New Mexico, in Texas, and was willing to go up to Tennessee to help and assist. So then finally this morning, I get a message, 5:08 a.m. Now, he was up late last night. Him and Katie were up late last night talking on a YouTube channel called Duchess. Good morning. After reading your message, what does a picture or video of me or my wife searching for our son got to do with this investigation? With his investigation? I mean, what?
And I'll pause that for a second so we can talk about it, right? There's Chris Proudfoot, and you can see what they're saying. JLR has been on this since day one. Whether you like him or not, it's coverage for your kid, right? Like the PI. If you have a missing child, why did you have a conversation for 30 minutes about your property line when they're not trying to help you find your son? That's all any parent would ever want. And I don't even want to think about that, guys. I don't want to think about a missing child for even 2 minutes. So he says here at 5:08 more in the morning, good morning. After reading your message, what does a picture or video of me or my wife searching for her son got to do with his investigation? Right. And there's lots of pictures of them doing other stuff besides looking for their son. What I have or have not done to search for my stepson is what business of yours? To be quite honest, sir, you're asking me questions and we'll keep going. Do any of you guys think what a parent does when their child is missing doesn't affect a case? You guys tell me, does it not affect the case when Madeline Soto went missing and Jen decided not to help? Does it help any cases when parents don't want to talk or get the word out there? Of course it does. What kind of question is that? But he's going to not talk to JLR, but then he'll go to the dark side and go talk to him about these wild accusations. It doesn't make sense. So I just want you guys to see the other side of things that you might not see otherwise.
Have or have not done to search for my stepson is what business of yours?
Thank you, Rosie.
Well, I mean, he does have a point. To be quite honest, sir, you're asking me questions is absolutely hilarious. Why is it funny? Why me asking questions is funny.
Right?
It should be the other way around.
Yeah.
How are you going to make videos about me and my wife and say some of the things you have said and expect me to entertain this? Interesting.
Interesting is a perfect way to put that. And Holly, exactly. He gets mad over the wrong things. It's like saying Jen Soto focuses on the wrong things. Her daughter's missing before we knew Maddie was dead. And all she could think about was, I need to get my meds out of the apartment. I need my meds. I need my meds. And then her sleep. So you can see when people's priorities and leakage and duper's delight, there's a lot going on in this case.
Respond. 9 o'clock this morning. I got up
Where's
a little late
Sebastian?
this morning, but I got up on Facebook and I'm like, oh, look, Christopher responded to me. Hello.
Yep, James.
Thank you for finally responding. Yes, I 100% believe you and your wife, Katie, are involved in what happened to Sebastian. So does thousands that follow.
Yep.
I also spoken with your neighbors, community members, and unnamed sources that provide me insight about you and Katie. I know a lot, Chris, more than you think, and gathering more intel as we speak.
Damn.
Giving you an opportunity to set the record straight. Come on my channel. Where I say, come on my channel to speak. Clear the air. I'll be respectful in questioning and hearing your side.
I love it. I love that for him. And I love the response that we're about to get. Wyatt, come on in. Don't forget to hit that like button, buddy. All right. Poppy Love says, besides him screaming and cussing about the property line, allegedly on the backside of their fence, in between the back and PF's in common area, did she even go on their property? I don't know if she went on their property. It was just a sideline of her trying to find out where they are. But I don't actually think she was on their property per se. I think she was on the line, which who cares? I don't think that matters when your child's missing. I don't care if my child's missing and you took my car. I don't care if you took my car keys and got in my car. Any one of you can take my car if you're going to help me go look for my daughter. I don't care if you come in and you take every penny I have and say, I'm going to help you find your daughter, Jay. Take my money, take my dogs, take my house, take my car. I wouldn't care. I just want to find my child. I couldn't even imagine. Jay's due 100 likes. Smash that like button out of frustration for this case. Amen. All right, let's keep going.
Your lack of information and word salad to the public puts you in a negative light. This is not going away, Christopher.
No, it's not.
And then I responded again. Everyone just wants to find Sebastian. I'm sure you understand.
Yes, help me, Kitty. Help.
What happened was I didn't get a response, but I saw that little mark here in the corner, like he read it. He read the messages and he didn't respond. So I respond again. Hello, sir. I see you reading my comment.
And yes, I did donate my car during the Madeline Soto case, apparently. So if you guys didn't know about that, Madeline Soto case got deep here too. I mean, people donated my car to Car for Kids during that case, right? They called the health department. They called my job and told my boss I'm a piece of trash filming during. So yes, I did. I did donate my car in the name of justice, right? All right, guys, hit that like button. Let's keep going. Yeah, this case brought you to YouTube. Interesting, Lady for Justice. I don't think any cases brought me to YouTube, but when I got on YouTube, the Madeline Soto case was in full effect. All right, think about this. Opal Sisk says, think about this, Jay. Video of Katie Proudfoot driving around and looking for Sebastian. Her window was rolled up. That's strange to me. How can you be looking and hollering for someone with the window rolled up? And listen, Opal Sisk, he just addressed that right now. He said in the very beginning, who cares if my wife wasn't out there crying on her knees and we weren't home? Who cares? We're whatever, right? So, yeah, anyway. Yeah, take all the money, take anything. Just help me find my kid. You can have whatever you want. Yeah, she was on the easement. She didn't walk in their house. She didn't walk in the door. And even if she did, come in my house, walk in my door. Anything is yours. Help me find my child. Period. Ridiculous. All right. Wes is screaming at me, so I'm going to go grab him, but I'm going to hit play.
What's going on? How do you feel this morning? It's been 3 weeks now. Was told you and Katie were riding motorcycles around for a joyride over the weekend, and that's what I was told.
Come on.
I'll tell you a little secret. Your own neighbors are watching you. Every move you make.
Say hi.
They are documenting everything.
You on a mic?
Wouldn't surprise me if they have been they have tracking devices on your vehicles.
All right, love you, buddy.
If you are the lesser of evil in this, I strongly advise you to cooperate with authorities for the best deal. Do you know what happens to people who go to prison for hurting a child? The inmates are animals. Also, Seth is LE. This is involving a child of LE. Bad move, pal. Then he responds. Very interesting coming from a convicted felon. I would like to say thank you for all the attention you are putting towards our son's case. At least you are keeping it fresh. Well, I appreciate that. And I respond back to him. Yes.
Isn't that interesting? I had to walk away for a second to get Wes, but it's very interesting that Chris Proudfoot is throwing blows with JLR. What's the difference between JLR's on-site reporting versus the people that they're talking to? What is it because the narrative of JLR doesn't match Chris Proudfoot? Is that why? I mean, just saying. But anyway, the whole evidence. What evidence do you have? There's no evidence. Sebastian left no evidence, which is good. Why is that good that your missing child there's no evidence to find him? You guys got to remember, Katie Proudfoot was the very last person to see Sebastian. And then the whole thing that transpired didn't work out, right? Katie didn't call 911. Chris called some law enforcement buddy, all right? Just that's like the narrative of this entire case. That's how it's gone the entire time.
I am a convicted felon. I've served my time, and now I live productively and successfully with a big platform. That's chat, Chris. My audience wants to find Sebastian. He responds, chatting with you so you can profit off our son's case is not something anyone should condone. Here is the real good question for you. Since you are speaking out on your channel about us, what evidence do you have that makes us guilty? If what you have or know is so strong, please report it to law enforcement.
Wow. Would you guys even, I mean, would anybody say that, number one? And number two, listen, Chris called this in. I don't know what buddy or what person it was, but he called it in for Katie. And ever since then, he's been the barrier between Seth, Sebastian's dad, and Katie to have a conversation about what happened. All right. Valerie, you tried to hit the like and it wouldn't work. Why not call the police numerous times? Police can go look. Well, that's what we're saying. Everything about this case and them searching just doesn't add up. Now he's excited. Now he wants to know what evidence. All right. And then after he asks what evidence, turn it into the cops. They're not going to do anything. Didn't you call your buddy? What happened in 911?
I respond.
Hey, hello.
Get it here. The platform you already spoke on profited. Channel last night you spoke on, your wife was promoting their Cash App.
Okay, this is the craziest part. I mean, it's not the evidence part, but the way this is framed and the truth that is in this. Those people are on other channels that hold the narrative that Seth is a piece of trash, Seth is a chomo, Seth is a pedo, right? They hold the same thoughts about Seth, and they run with the Chris and Katie narrative. Those are the people that they follow, all right? And so now we're going to see, I mean, this is interesting that they're sitting there saying, I don't want you to cover the case because your channel is just profiting off of finding Sebastian, but then they're in the chats where they can breathe and say, fuck, and people give them $50 Cash App for breathing on the mic. They don't say hi. They don't do anything. They just spout off crazy shit. All right. So you tell me, what's up, Unforgivable Sins? Thank you so much for becoming a member. All right. What's up, everybody that just came in here?
People were leaving super chats. I don't make much money on YouTube, Chris. That's not my primary source of income. What we can do, though, is you come on my channel to bring awareness to Sebastian, and any money made from that interview, I will donate it all to charity.
There you go.
St. Jude's Hospital or a children's cause. This is not about making money. This is about finding truth on what happened to your stepson, Sebastian. He responds. You still haven't addressed what evidence you have against me and my wife.
Again, evidence. The reason he's talking to him is to find out what evidence that he has against him. He doesn't care about him wanting to find Sebastian or how he could come, or even, hey, I'm going to donate every penny that I make to finding your son. None of that matters. That doesn't matter. And his reaction is the best here. It's wild. It's a wild reaction. All drama is a waste of oxygen for me and my channel, and to hell with the likes and subs, etc. Mab, you're building your channel right. It's going to come to you as it goes, but you're building it right. And happy birthday, Unforgivable Sins. Is it your birthday today? Anyway, wish Unforgivable Sins a happy birthday and welcome to the crime crew. You know what, Kathy? I think police should listen to all this too. However, they seem to be on the side of the Proudfoots or the Proud Feet, however you want to say it.
To assume that we're guilty. What evidence do you have? And
happy birthday.
Why haven't you gone to law enforcement? I respond, I don't have any evidence because I'm not LE. I'm an investigative journalist spreading awareness and keeping my viewers informed. I was actually on the southern border covering the migrant crisis for the last 2 weeks, but I felt obligated to covering Sebastian's case because my audience cares about finding Sebastian.
And all of us do as well. Everybody here. And Holly, is the 2 weeks ago, I covered how Chris Proudfoot dressed up as Seth when Seth was out there with his loudspeaker trying to get people to help him. I did show that, and that was on Cluminati's channel. Is that correct, Holly? I think I'm pretty sure it was on Cluminati's channel. He was sitting there in the shape of a ski mask, and he was dressed up and making fun of Seth. Yes, I showed that 2 weeks ago. So if you didn't see that, go back and watch my 2 weeks ago stream on Sebastian and catch up on all the latest stuff. I can't even believe that was done or that happened, and nobody's really making a big deal about it.
A lot of my viewers are from Tennessee. This has now turned into a national case.
Ooh,
No response.
13, baby.
And he saw this. This was hours ago. So maybe he'll respond. Maybe we're not. You know, we are speaking on the record. I would like to speak to Chris.
It's interesting. He's asking me what evidence I have about the case. I don't have any evidence. I got the same amount of stuff that you all have. I don't have anything.
Right, but let's keep talking, because listen, criminals want to know what evidence is against them. Many times you'll go back, you guys, you'll go back if you're a true crime junkie like I am, and if you've been watching true crime forever, think about how many cases that you've watched where you're watching the beginning, somebody dies, killed, whatever, disappears, and you go back and that person's caught and you see them doing an interview on a news station saying, find them, and then, or whatever, you see them in the background, you see them at the police station, and they're just trying to gather the evidence that's against them. They want to know what information law enforcement knows. Sadie, I believe the landfill search that is still under seal was for cameras or other electronics. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot in this case, guys. If you don't know, you might want to go back. My grandma turned 97 today. Well, happy birthday to your grandma. That's a big deal. All right.
Do have, though, is a lot of inside information about them as people. What I do have is people communicating with me from that community.
Yep, Chris Watts, good one.
What I do have is people communicating with me from New Mexico. What I do know is a lot what you all know. And right now it's a mystery. Right. My opinion, I think Christopher and Katie are involved. I will say I have trust and faith in law enforcement. And if law enforcement comes out and says the parents are cleared, then we'll put out the...
Which they haven't done, not even close.
Parents are cleared. Now we'll have to believe the law enforcement. But they haven't done that. Nope. And, you know, we cover cases on JLR Investigates. We've covered the Moscow, Idaho 4. Notice something from the beginning with the Moscow, Idaho 4 case is they flat out said, roommate's not involved, hoodie man not involved, boyfriend, Jack DeCord, not involved. They flat out said it from the get-go. Not involved, not involved, not involved. So that's whether you want to believe that or not, but the fact that they did that. But with this particular case, why isn't law enforcement 3 weeks into this flat out saying parents are not involved? We can exclude the parents. Let's move on to other possible stuff. They haven't. So until they do that, I feel like Christopher and Katie are involved. I don't know if you guys feel the same. I think there's a guilt.
All right, let's keep going. And those of you that are on the side and you think that the proud feet are just being, you know, they didn't do anything, people should leave them alone. I just don't think that's the way to go in this case. And yeah, JLR, I don't know. I rarely even play him, and I was trying to find the conversations on Facebook, but sometimes the most damning information is caught up in the details of some social media post or some video that you never thought you were going to see. But I mean, Katie's the person. Katie is yes, Occam's razor, says Katie. I just unbelievable. This whole case
going on, and I think there was a little bit about him worrying about what I know.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
Each video that we make, and each time we bring awareness to the situation, more people from that community are coming out of the woodwork, and they are sharing information with me.
And people are starting to shift their narrative after almost 2 years of him being gone. People are wondering about why they're doing these things. Why is Katie not talking? Why is Chris shielding her? And who's the ties with law enforcement? What ties with law enforcement does he have? Does anyone really not call 911 and call their buddy, their law enforcement buddy? I mean, none of this makes sense. And I think that they should hand the case over completely to another, right? Some other, I don't know what you call that, another jurisdiction. They should not have people that are involved with Chris and Katie on this case. And even if they didn't do anything, their difference is deafening. I agree. Absolutely. Jay, did you see Nina's interview this week? No, I didn't. You send me it. If you want to send me a link, Ollie, that'd be great. I have not seen that. Yes, FBI. FBI should take over and take out any personal ties in this case. The actions that scream guilty and the locals I talked to agree. Interesting. That's good to know.
And I appreciate that. People centered. People know this family. I know
Yep.
more than he thinks I know. But as far as a crime committed, I don't have any evidence.
Yeah.
I have no evidence that a crime was committed. I don't have any type of that. I mean, to me, there's a
Oh.
lot of fishy things. I would love to know
Okay.
Mr. Proudfoot's alibi from the night of the 25th into the 26th in the morning. I want to know what time
Interesting.
Christopher Proudfoot arrived home on the 26th in the morning, the 26th. Supposedly this call was 6:39. Also, some people are like, the mother noticed Sebastian missing around 6. It took like 40 minutes, 30 something minutes for her to even call and report.
And do you guys hear that? Do you hear what is being established? I mean, right here, in my opinion, what's being established right now is an alibi. She didn't call 911. She called Chris, and then they had the alibi of her. I mean, he even gave us to the exact minute of how long it took him to get home. There's so many things from the beginning of this case that don't add up. And then you go 2 years in and you hear these things and they want to know the evidence and they don't want help. It doesn't make sense. And 2 weeks ago when I heard that damn rumor, I was like, unbelievable how a stepfather that wants his son to be home and his wife not to get caught up in the mix, the way he reacted to that. It speaks volumes. Didn't he give away Sebastian's snake as a punishment? I'm not sure. Do you guys know that? Why did she not mention going outside it? Right. Listen, Susan, there's a lot of things. I went back today to the very first like News Nation and all the things that came out, and it's much different than where we are now. How do things change that much, and where are all the details in between? I think they were establishing an alibi. You don't look for something that's not lost, right? All right, Sebastian wasn't allowed. There was when Faith was there, and he's trying for custody allegedly. And I do know that he didn't want his daughter with Sebastian because X, Y, and Z. All right, so that could be part of it too. But he wasn't there though. If Chris wasn't there and Katie was the only one with him, then what happened?
I'd like to be on the fly on the wall and listen to the conversation where Chris claims he called Seth to tell Seth what's going on. I'd like to know these things. What time was Chris? Where was Chris' whereabouts? I want to know, out of Chris's mouth, does he believe and support Katie 100% and vice versa? I just want to know these questions. I mean, law enforcement is putting out what's going on with this case. We have a right as the public, because it's your taxpayers' money being used out there, and that's just part of this. We have the right to speculate until there's a resolution. We have a right to bring awareness to this case, and we're not going away. We're just not going away.
And that's what they're trying to do, just so you know. When a creator has to think twice about putting a victim out there and getting the awareness, and you're afraid of a backlash, etc., there's a reason for that. I mean, many people thought what was happening on this channel had to do with the Sotos, when in fact it later on didn't. But in this case, I think that the Proud Feet have a lot of influence on these creators and social media, and they want to continue to push that narrative. Was Sebastian seen before? So they did have a proof of life, and remember they were at the Texas Roadhouse, and they even said they saw him afterwards. So I don't know 100% that he made it home, but let's say that he did. He never walked out of that door, and if he did, he didn't take his glasses, his shoes. He just took a small flashlight. What's that about? It wasn't until 6:20 a.m. that Chris initially texted Seth that morning. Seth didn't get the message till 7. Yes, and Lady for Justice, Chris messaged Seth. Why didn't the mom? They were fine before that. Why didn't the mother of Sebastian reach out to the dad? They were doing that before. Why were they communicating just fine before? and having visitations before. And then all of a sudden, Sebastian goes missing and Katie doesn't want to talk to Seth. Chris has to be there. They're afraid of him, what have you. Well, what happened before? That wasn't the case. It doesn't make sense. All of a sudden, they have a problem when the son goes missing. Doesn't make sense, guys. If my son was missing, I would not move. And Amy, would you go to the vigil? Would you hand out flyers? Would you let a PI help? Yeah, that's a good possibility. And if he is under the cement somewhere, that's why Chris is so cocky about it. All right, let's keep going.
There's a lot of other things that are like weird. One particular, did you hear his response yesterday to the polygraph? Because he was pushed a little bit about the polygraph, but it seemed like to me it was like word salad. Now we got a group. I want you guys, if you guys get the chance, please join this group. We got a great group.
I want to join them.
We got great admins. We got
Good.
truth-seeking sleuths.
That's what I want.
In this chat or in this group, we have a group called The Mysterious Disappearance of Sebastian Rogers. I'm an admin in there along with many other people. And we ask the tough questions. We dig deeply. We got sleuths all around the net that know a lot. And we go from old photos and old posts and newest and latest in developments. We even compare Chris to Don Wells. He's starting to turn into a Don Wells. But we got a lot of things in this chat. And
yeah, I'll keep up on that so I can find things for you guys. Millie, good to see you, my friend. Big hugs. Thank you, Wesley. Good to see you. And always prayers for you. Doug should be taken to Chris' work because I truly believe he buried him under the concrete. And you know what would be interesting if later on we found out that was the case. All right, it would be a huge safety concern for him to be the only one working. He's a scumbag, worst waste of skin. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to join that group.
We recommend all of you join. We got 4,000 members. It's growing. So screenshot this. Come on in. Let's get a conversation going. If you're local in Tennessee, come on in. We want to know. We want to know what's going on. We want to know who's doing what up there. We want to bring awareness to this young man. But this was a question that was presented. This was last night when they were asking Chris about the polygraph. He said some things, and then the question was asked upon him again, and this was his response. Chris has been dodging whether or not he specifically took a polygraph test. Finally, he was pushed to elaborate. This is what he said. I didn't specify who or when. What I can tell you is everything has been vetted completely. Polygraphs have come back as passed. What does that even mean?
By the way, that has not ever been verified. And I got to tell you, we covered the Nancy Grace episode, guys, and we watched it when it came out. We watched Nancy Grace kind of drill them a little bit. You know how she is, and offer a polygraph. Chris on the show when we were watching said he'd do it, and then he backed out. Then he went and did his own polygraph, supposedly with law enforcement. They've never said he was cleared or that he passed, but he tells us that. What's up, Pepper Spray 420? Good to see you, my friend. Do me a favor, guys, while we're paused for a second. Hit that like button, subscribe, get yourself a membership. Positive vibes. It breaks my heart, too. All right, let's keep going, because after this, I'm going to quickly go over the from November 25th update on Sebastian and what is the continuance of what law enforcement is doing and the interest of residents, parked cars, vehicles, all that kind of stuff. So we'll do that before we head out. And I also, there's a lot of autistic young men, we'll say, 14, 15, 16, 17, a lot of autistic children that go missing, etc. I'm going to highlight one of them. One of them is Devlin. I haven't got the cover. If you guys have heard about, I think it's Devlin Tate. And then there was another one that I wanted to cover, but guys, I can only do one stream a day. So I'm going to show you that autistic boy was found, he was missing, and then they found him in a pond. Missing Baldwin County teen with autism was missing, and then they found him dead in a pond. So it keeps happening. Devlin. And then tomorrow, guys, we're going to cover the Rebecca Parker case. They're frantically looking for the baby. Now, Rebecca Parker was missing, and I tried to cover it when she was missing. I didn't have time. They found her last week, but the baby was cut out of her stomach, just like the Tate murders with the Charles Manson. They cut that baby out of her and left her to die. So we're going to cover that because we need to find that baby, and YouTube isn't covering that a lot. There's only a few creators, but they are covering it on TikTok, and I've spoke with the creators on TikTok, so we're going to bring it over here and give a stronger presence. All right. Yes, that's why I brought up Devlin Tate, and then the Sharon Tate murders and the cutting a baby out. All right, guys. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do this next week. We're going to update cases and bring some new ones in.
Did he take a polygraph or not? Who took the polygraphs?
Okay, Park.
Did he take a polygraph or not?
Rebecca Park, excuse me.
I see Smiley's World in the chat. Smiley's World, thank you for everything you do in Tennessee.
Yeah, it's when I don't have the notes in front of me, guys, but yes, correction, Park, Rebecca Park. I don't have it in front of me. Anyway, I'm going to bring that to you this week, along with I just wanted to highlight a couple of those today. Yes, found in a pond. All right, let's keep going.
So you were very passionate and a little bit angry yourself on that interview last night, listening to Proudfoot. I know you take these cases seriously, particularly Summer Wells. So
and Summer Wells too. There's some updates in the Summer Wells that I want to cover, and I've been covering that following it. The lady, yes, that was wild. A lot of people don't know the baby was actually cut out like that. Law enforcement had asked if she ever had a C-section because she has multiple kids, and she hadn't. And the reason they're asking that is because they cut the baby out, took the baby, and left her. And she was due for pregnancy, I think 3 days before she disappeared. Anyway, I'll give you guys all the right details when I have it in front of me, but that's the gist of it.
I saw your video. I saw kind of like some other people making videos to respond to what the Proudfoots have said. You could hear Katie Proudfoot speaking a little bit in that interview last night, but it was mostly Chris that's talking.
What a surprise.
At the JLR Command Center here in the wonderful state of Florida, covering the Sebastian Rogers.
Yeah.
I'm going to share a clip with all of you of a very strange encounter we had in the neighborhood of Katie and Christopher Proudfoot, the same neighborhood where the Proudfoots claim Sebastian Rogers went missing. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers was reported missing during the early morning hours of February 26, 2024. It's still a mystery. It's been over a month now. He has still not been found. We've been canvassing the neighborhood, looking around the area for Sebastian. We had an encounter the other day, going past the Proudfoot's home, and there was a strange car in the driveway that was pulling out. And then this car chased me around the neighborhood, was stalking my movements
And do you see why nobody wants to cover this case? I mean, the further we get in, the more threats there are. Right. And that's only happens when somebody wants to silence you. All right. And I don't understand why the parents would want to silence you unless they were involved. Right.
They actually drove up and the car went around me and an individual got out and started taking pictures of me and my license plate. I want to show you this encounter and then we will further discuss. Check it out.
Oh. Let me do this. I want you to see a little better. Yes, garbage. Yes, Sadie's mama.
Where's Sebastian? Do you know? Good afternoon. JLR Investigates. We're out here covering the case of missing Sebastian. Do you know where Sebastian is? Hello, sir. I know that you just came out of the Proudfoot's home. Do you know where Sebastian is?
And I'm not sure. It may be Mab or maybe Holly. Maybe isn't there a? It's a rumor, and I don't know if that's a truth. What is his name? Crabtree. Didn't we hear that Crabtree moved in to the Proudfoots? They're friends too. And you guys, I don't know if you guys know about Crabtree and his history, but anyway, I'm not going to get into that right now. but I got your video, Holly, and that's great. I have never covered the ex. Again, I stay away from a lot of this stuff, but I'm gonna listen to that interview of Nina. It's an ex of Chris Proudfoot, and she's reviews her experience with Chris Proudfoot. I've never covered it. It's pretty long. That was a Bauer sock. Chris Proudfoot's stepfather and his mother. Well, just a couple weeks ago, they said that Crabtree had moved in, and I didn't know if that was true or if it was a rumor or not. All right, let's keep going. Good to see you, Sabrina, the middle-aged witch. That makes me laugh every time. All right.
All right, so we got some car chasing me, and I'm on a public road. We'll see. We'll see.
So what in the world's going on here? Who is that? Well, my sources tell me those two individuals in the vehicle, one was a female driving, another was a man that got out. Those are Christopher Proudfoot's parents. What were they doing at the house? Considering, ladies and gentlemen, that the Proudfoots have more or less claimed they fled their home while Sebastian is missing. What are they doing there? That encounter, ladies and gentlemen, we reported it to the TBI. If there's anything that you see suspicious, you should report to the TBI. If you see something, say something. And it was definitely
see something, say something, and do something, right? And awesome, Mab, you covered that. I haven't. I'll take a look. Definitely. I've heard bits and pieces, but yeah, I haven't covered that. I was heavily covering the Madeline Soto case when all this happened. So when I had breaks in the case, then I'd come back to this when I could. All right. Yes, they need to watch Nina's video. I've heard Crabtree truck has been spotted at the Proudfoot's home many times. So not sure. Well, again, guys, they hang out with the people that we call the dark side, right? They hang out with the Clue crew and the Queen Bees and all that stuff, which is so odd. So odd. I can't understand what the connection is there. I really don't. But hey, more power to them.
odd that the parents were there when the Proudfoots were not. Were they instructed to go there by the Proudfoots, who I believe are prime suspects in the disappearance of Sebastian? Were they there on their own initiative? Were they there looking for the Proudfoots and couldn't find, Christopher and Katie and couldn't find them? Very strange, but other people also claim those two individuals in that vehicle has also chased them around the neighborhood and followed them. You can almost say stalked them. It's weird stuff going on in reference to the Proudfoots and their behavior.
And guess what? Ever since the last couple of months when Seth was out there with his big, with his microphone, whatever, a lot more things have kicked up since then. So it's good that he went out there and did that. But what also got going was them making fun of Seth. A lot of people bashing Seth. And no, he's not I don't know him as a person, but maybe he wasn't the perfect father, but he did get when he had his turn, he did take Sebastian. Sebastian was supposed to move with him, right? And I just can't ask this question again. Why was Katie and Seth, why were they cordial before? Why were they okay when they were exchanging custody and doing things and talking? What changed after Sebastian went missing? We haven't heard that. Nina went through literal hell with Chris and his family. Interesting. I heard about the X and I've heard about the CPS, but I didn't watch the whole thing. It's 2 hours, so I'll take a look.
Parents of Christopher Proudfoot in support of Katie and Christopher.
What?
Just like they are. Now, we haven't heard much, ladies and gentlemen, on Katie's side of the family. Katie's side of the family, no one really knows anything about. They haven't spoke out in defense of Katie at all. My sources told me that Katie, her mom, and people on her side of the family in Virginia have been in big trouble with the law.
And absolutely, we also heard about Katie's family, but Naomi did. I mean, listen, Sebastian was with Katie. She admits that he made it home after Texas Roadhouse. I absolutely think, and especially with an autistic child, as they grow older, their aggression might go up, right? Because they're older, their hormones, and they get much stronger. And when an autistic child, and it depends what spectrum, right? I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of cases lately where there's autistic children, and you just don't know what spectrum they fall on, right? When we heard about Madeline Soto and her mom saying she was autistic, everybody that was close to Jen said she wasn't autistic. What signs? And then we heard Maddie talk and etc. And the people close said she didn't have that. But with Sebastian, again, he's getting older. Katie, heard a thud and was like, go to bed or whatever the hell she said. She didn't even go check on him. I do think that thud has a significance. And maybe there was a fight that happened. Maybe she gave him, she wanted him to go to sleep and he wasn't. And she gave him a certain amount of sleep. But we don't know, right? We just recently heard that when Stefan Stearns told us, and we don't know if it's true still, Stefan Stearns specifically told me in a message that I read to you that they over medicated her the night she died. And I'm talking about Madeline Soto here. I had no idea because we never got the toxicology or an autopsy on a child. So we were told that her mom gave her marijuana pen. She took double Ativan and maybe even triple and whatever pills. She was over the limit on her pills. And then she was asphyxiated. So we don't know. Did he take pills? Did she give him sleeping pills? Give him too much? Was there a fight? Now, they didn't find blood. They didn't find anything in that house. So I ask you, I think the thump was Katie. Me too. And hit that spot on his head that was vulnerable. Just a theory. Me too. I think that thud or that thump is very significant in the time frame of this case. All right.
Oh, lots of criminal charges, some very egregious charges. We're going to do another report on that aspect of the case and why the Katie side of the family, the Payne side of the family, are not publicly supporting Katie. Who's supporting the Proudfoots out there? Does anyone out there feel like the Proudfoots are not involved with the disappearance of Sebastian? Because it seems like 99.9% of the internet feel they are. What's your take? We are covering this case at all angles extensively. I'll be monitoring the situation, and if anything new develops or breaks.
All right, you guys, if you're not already subscribed to JLR, please do. Guys, hit that like button, all this stuff, and I want to, before I read some of the focus of the resident, non-resident individuals and vehicles in the neighborhood, let me just do this real quick because I don't have an entire episode to dedicate to this young boy. And so I'm going to play a quick clip of what happened and just kind of get it out there. We also can, hold on, we can also post it on Ghost. I have that down there, guilty of crime Ghost. Go sign up for that. We just posted a case that Synth wanted me to cover. Many times you guys want me to cover a case and I just can't because I have to update you on the cases that I've been working on or some breaking news comes, right? So we'll put it on Ghost instead. Now, Ghost is completely free. It's ghost.org, and then look for guilty of crime. It's completely free to sign up for and to get all of the notifications about missing autistic boy that, found in the pond and all these other things that I can't cover on a daily basis. So this young man that I put up there, missing Baldwin County teen with autism found dead in the pond. Right. So let's take a look at this. I'm going to highlight that real quick. And then oh no, what happened? What the heck? I don't even know what just happened, guys. Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs. Oof. Okay, guys, I'm back. Can you hear me? I don't know what happened. Okay, you can hear me. There you go. I don't know what happened, but here we go. Let me highlight this, and then I've got a few more things, and then we'll be done. All right, I just had to refresh. StreamYard completely kicked me off. Okay, real quick, let's highlight this, and I just want you to know the way that I cover cases is when I'm drawn to a case, I do my best. Yeah, you can hear me now. Okay. I do my best to cover as many cases as I can. You guys send me case suggestions. I can't get to them all. So they'll go over to Ghost Guilty of Crime. Okay. And again, I'm drawn to certain cases and that's what I cover. I can't cover them all and I apologize.
On the air tonight, breaking news out of Baldwin County. Search and rescue officials say they have found the body of Jeffrey Epps.
I'm sad to inform you that we've recovered Jeffrey Epps' body.
No.
He walks with God now.
Now, searchers say it went from a search and rescue to a
And again, this is happening more and more with autistic children just going missing. Poof! They're gone. They walked in after dinner and they just never came back. All right. It doesn't make sense. What makes sense is parents not being able to take care of them, not being able to control them, not properly maybe either diagnosing or giving them medication, and either over medicating or a fight breaking out. I don't know, but I don't know how this teen walked into a pond.
recovery operation this morning. They had a dive team
I
look at a
know.
pond this morning, but the team did not find anything. Later, they began to drain that pond. That's when they discovered Jeffrey Epps' body. The teen, who is nonverbal and autistic, had been missing since Monday. Hundreds of searchers combed thousands of acres of woods and ponds in Baldwin County's Coopers neighborhood. Ellie Milliken joins us live from Search headquarters right now with the latest.
Frank, it's a sad scene out here tonight. We talked to different people out here who were hoping it would be a different outcome, and obviously I was hoping it would be a different outcome too. A grid search started earlier this morning around 9:30. People went through the woods a mile and a half away looking for his body, and unfortunately they didn't find him until 4:40 p.m. this afternoon. We learned today from Sheriff Bill Massey that Epps left home and
Exactly. So here you go. He left home just his bare feet. Does anyone see any similarities? And Kathy, I didn't mean to ignore your question. We have cases already lined up for weeks at a time. And poor Tiff, I'll have her help me do all kinds of research. And then something kicks up in another case, and we don't even use the research for an episode. So we are going to do a new case this week, which is Rebecca, right? Rebecca Park, you said, not Parker. Yeah, Rebecca Park, the lady that her baby was cut out. We have updates in the Carnival Cruise case and so many other things. So anyway, I just want to let you guys know that. What's up, Chief Rocco? Good to see you, my friend. Don't forget to hit that like. All right, very striking similarity in this case. Just happened last week.
just his bare feet. I spoke to a mom and son who started searching on day one.
Yay.
They have two autistic family members. Naomi Duncan and Jonathan Duncan wanted to search for Jeffrey. Naomi says she can't imagine what his parents are going through. She hoped to find him and bring him home.
There's a baby out there that needs me and a family out here that needs us. So that's what keeps us all going.
Now this community will try to support each other and work through this together. Live in Baldwin County, Ellie Milliken, 13 WMAZ. Back to you.
All right, Ellie, thanks very much. The Baldwin County Sheriff's Office said that search party covered thousands of acres. They said they were grateful to everyone who came out and helped in that.
That's so crazy. And if it were an accident and it's very strikingly similar to Sebastian, then hey, but I don't know that it is. And thank you, Darlene. I send you what I can find on the cruise ship. I appreciate that. I've got so much information on that. All right, let's pull this down. I just want to go over a couple of things, and then I mean, if you guys are interested in me covering the Nina interview, I mean, I certainly can. I don't want to leave Sebastian hanging, and I feel like that's been the case. All right, let me just take a look at this real quick. So I went on to Facebook to sign up for the mysterious disappearance of Sebastian. I don't see the group, but let me just tell you what's going on here. Yeah, I know a lot of people want me to cover this for things that have dropped through the cracks, etc. I thought it's common for autistic children to sneak out and go to water. Possibility. My nephew's 15, but a few years ago just got too big for me to care for when he had seizures from his epilepsy and the meds. Yes, he can get angry real fast, and that's what happens, Synth. So it's not, in my opinion, it's not a coincidence that teenagers that are autistic are going missing. All right, you guys say yes, Mina, do it. Yes. All right. Let me just, yeah, they do. I've heard about that they love water, and that's why they were looking. That's why they're looking in the water, right? They never found him. Anyway, today we're December 1st, guys. It's the first of the month. Wake up, get up. You guys, I wish I could play that song while I'm waiting. It's the first of the month. All All right, I'm not sure about At Night. What do you think? Well, with everybody, right? There's Matt Thibodeau, there's At Night, there's a whole crew that goes along with At Night. But what I'm using from At Night is basically, it's pretty much factual information that they're gathering, and maybe a little bit of, I don't know. Let's take a look. I've heard bad things about At Night, but coming from a source that I don't recommend. So, all right, listen, At Night, creative intel update on the disappearance of Sebastian Wayne Drake. All right, it continued. Now, this was the November 25th, 2025. This was last week. At Night continues to support the search effort and intelligence work involving the disappearance of Sebastian. And he would be 16 years old, autistic teenager who vanished from Sumner County February 25th, 2024 at age 15. Again, we don't know if he's alive. Seth has hope that he is, guys. This case has gotten way too big for someone to be hiding him. I'm just saying. All right. 222, it just hit and then it jumped up. Say a prayer that Sebastian is brought home. All right. That's what I can say. Yeah. Bone Thugs in Harmony. Speaking on the cruise ship, there's so much clickbait out there. Some channels don't even. Oh, no, Bree. They do check their sources, but they put it out there to get likes and subscribes. Lots of channels popping up on YouTube. Double check that you know what you're talking about. All right. Sadie's mama, love you. All right, we're not done yet, so I'm not saying goodnight just yet. You got a phone call. They need me to sub tonight. I'll see you Wednesday. Okay, you won't be here tomorrow? All right. And that's why we've got bye, Foxy. We'll see you Wednesday. That is why we brought Holly in, because Synth is busy right now. She's going to be busy this holiday season. Foxy got called in. Tiff's got a life. Carly's been busy. So there we go. If we do need to pick up another wrench, I might do that and ask for help for those that I already talked to. All right. So let me just get into this real quick. This was last week. Updated. Sebastian was last seen in public February 24th, leaving the Texas Roadhouse. At the time, Sebastian was living in a home where there are known marital issues between the adults and the residents. That dynamic is part of the broader context of the case, but it does not by itself answer what happened to Sebastian. Right? Sebastian's biological father, Seth, is employed at neighboring county sheriff's office at the county jail. He was on duty and on facility surveillance during the critical windows of time, and that information is part of the established timeline. Now, does anybody, yeah, you have a life, you got things to do. You're the merch girl and the researcher, and you also mod. So I can't ask you to have that much. All right. I can't give you that much. Thank you, Darlene. Yeah. Sometimes I just need to give somebody a wrench to come in and help. All right. Because my girls are busy during the holiday season. All right. So listen, this all plays a part in it. Right. And I don't know how people can think that Seth did something to his son when he was supposed to move in with him and he was on surveillance. Right now, Katie doesn't have an alibi other than the piece of work, Chris. All right. Yeah, exactly. You're making merch and modding at the same time. And then all day long, Tiff does research for me while she works and takes care of her 2 children. So don't want to give her too much to do. She's got a lot. And work is a wife and a mom, 2 special. Right. All of us. I mean, all you guys are busy. I'm busy, but it's my channel. So anyway. All right. I don't want to give you guys too much to do. All right. So 15 when he disappeared, 5'5", 120 pounds, brown or blonde hair, neurodivergent, diagnosed with autism. All right. His autism may affect how he responds, right? Stress, strangers, and attempts to communicate. He may not react in ways that are typical. And remember, if he is still out there, guys, then all of this information is relevant. Hey, Jay, I'm in the bushes listening. Hey, brown-eyed girl, good to see you. I hope you had a really good Thanksgiving. Darlene, hey, there's a perfect wrench. Yes, we all overextend ourselves, you say, so we don't get in trouble with the law. Right, Synth. Right. Yeah, otherwise we. All right, listen. So for those of you that might not know where we are in the case, this confirmation does not close the case, but it's important to claim we know as fact it has been integrated in At Night's working timeline and shared as appropriate. with relevant partners and authorities. Our focus remains on assembling a complete and accurate picture of movements, opportunities, and anomalies in the days and weeks leading up to February 25th, 2025. Current focus, non-resident individuals and vehicles in the neighborhood. That's good that they're doing that. They should. At night is specifically seeking information on individuals and vehicles that were seen in Sebastian's neighborhood but did not reside there. And that's smart. I mean, we don't want to hyper focus on Chris and Katie because we're not getting anything. Right? So from January 1st, 2024 through February 25th, 2024. I'm just going to read some of these and then I will move on. I just feel like we need to put the case out there and you guys need to know, or if you forgot. All right. Brown, get well soon. Oh, you're not feeling good, brown eyed girl? We'll just hang out in the bushes then. All right. Okay. All right. Listen. So you guys want me to cover the Nina thing? I certainly could. It gets real deep when you start getting into that. But all the way from when Sebastian went missing until, this is January 24th to February 25th. We're particularly interested in people who are not regular residents, visitors to the Proudfoot residence, including periods when Mr. Proudfoot was confirmed to not be home, repeatedly in the area, parked or walking at unusual hours, watching, circling, or lingering. That makes sense. Vehicles that appeared out of the ordinary, Ubers, taxis, vans, white work vans, red work vans, rental trucks, Home Depot truck. But I don't know why. And I mean, it makes sense, but don't you think they would have all this by now? We're trying to determine who the drivers or occupants were, whether any of the vehicles appeared more than once, whether the presence lines up with the key dates. All right. Right. Where I'm not going to read this again. What we need from the public and unfamiliar individuals. If anyone has this information and you're in that area, you should definitely be reaching out to TBI. I'm not going to read all this. Right. Even the details that feel small or uncertain can become meaningful. And you guys can reach out to 800 call FBI. I'm just going to put it out there, put it that. And then let's put this up real quick. Can you guys see that? All right, let me put this up there. All right. Okay, guys. So, I mean, Sebastian's still missing. It's going to be 2 years coming up. And, I'm still focused on Chris and Katie. The whole point of today's episode is, what evidence do you have from the Proudfoots? Chris is the spokesperson for Katie. He wasn't there allegedly. And in my opinion, I do think that that Katie is the key to this and Chris is somehow covering, or Katie and Chris both did it and somehow pulled this off. I don't know, but Katie was last seen with Sebastian at the Roadhouse, and then later on they confirmed one more area. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but that's the still missing Sebastian Rogers. Have you seen me? $500,000 reward from the FBI. All right. That being said, guys, we're done. Almost 2 hours, and this case is heavy, and it doesn't get easier. Chris won't let Katie, right. He won't let Katie interview, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that she can't talk to Seth now that Sebastian's missing, and they were fine before that. I do think that Chris and Katie, in their wildest dreams, never thought that this case would become an international deal where everybody was looking at them. But now that they know everybody's looking at them, maybe they should rethink the channels they go on, the things they say, the ways they respond, and how they don't respond. Holly, thank you for not forgetting about Sebastian. You're absolutely welcome. And guys, do me a favor in chat. This is our new mod, Holly. We got a weird name still from YouTube, but I know her as Holly S. And she's here to help us out for the holiday, to give things away, mod, chat, whatever, probably whatever we need. So welcome, Holly. Thank you, Holly, for the $2 super chat. And I appreciate you guys. I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow, everybody, we are going to cover Rebecca. I guess it's Rebecca Park. I don't want to say that wrong. The lady that went missing days before she was due to give birth, and they found her not alive, took the baby out. Now we're looking for baby Park. All right. It's wild. I have interviews from the boyfriend and the sister. Guys, now listen to this before you leave. We're going to look at the interviews when Rebecca went missing. Her husband, lover, boyfriend, whatever, the person that impregnated her was on the news. Her sister was on the news. And guess what? They're all detained now. So that's the kind of case right here where they go on there, they interject, they want to find out what happened, and bam, they're arrested for being part of the case. Like I said, just remember that for all cases and especially this one, right? I'm not doing a giveaway today, Kathy. We gave away a bunch of, we gave away some turkey dinners last week. So we will do a giveaway soon. But that being said, guys, love you. Hit that like button. And yeah, where's Sebastian? If you need anything, go to guiltyofcrime.com for everything in one place. Kathy, thank you so much for everything you do all day, and have a wonderful night. All right, yeah, this is going to be a good one. You guys are going to see how people interject themselves into the media, lie like a mofo, and then they end up getting arrested. And you could look back at them and say, see, look at how guilty they looked. All right, Ebony, thank you for being here. I hope that you get a membership soon, even if it's gifted. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. I'm out. Bye. Love you.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty?